Hello, this is Jeff Nager here in Sturgis. It's hot outside, but it's sizzling here inside at the AMD World Championship of Custom Bike Building. And next to me, I have Kenny Williams from KW Customs. And Kenny, thanks for coming out to the show.
Thank you, Jeff. I'm happy to be here.
Well, Kenny, you are the 2011 Ultimate Builder Custom Bike Show champion, and we appreciate you bringing this outstanding bagger out here. And what really catches your eye when you take a look at it is it's low to the ground, and the paint really just pops, it just gleams. So tell us a little bit about the inspiration of this bike.
Well, I mean, I've always built long, low, pro street style bikes, and then this bagger craze took over, and I decided to build a bagger, and I guess you'd say this is my version of a pro street bagger.
Now, I suspect since this has been out for a couple years, people are calling you up and say, hey man, can you build me something like it? Is the phone starting to ring?
Yes, it's definitely happened ever since the championship.
Well, great. Well, let's start at the front end. I love those rims that you've got there. Tell us about what's going on in the front end.
The front end has a performance machine that's called a Lux with a 23-inch front wheel on it, with a PM two-piece rotor, and it has a K-Tech front brake, and has purse, lower legs, and it has KW Customs air in the front.
So talk about the air, because you have to have air suspension to get this baby so low.
Yes, it does sit on the ground with no kickstand, and so it has to have air to get it up off the ground, front and back rear both.
And where is the air in the front end?
Well, it's all hid. It's hid in the upper triple tree, so you don't see anything. You can't find a line anywhere.
Exactly. That's a smooth. It's very smooth. How long did it take you to build this from inception to completion?
It took me a year, and when that year I worked on it 7 days a week, pretty much 12, 15-hour days.
Well, it really shows. What engine are we looking at, and what have you done with it?
Actually, that motor, a friend of mine, Mike Garrison, made those motors for a while. They're no longer developed anymore, but...
are those Ingenuity motors?
That's an Ingenuity.
And it had built really high horsepower.
Big horsepower and awesome looks.
Yeah, it really does look great. Now the tank design, I noticed it's got some work on it. That looks like it might have took a couple days.
It took a little while. We got the tank done, and instead of putting graphics on it, we decided to put billet insert in the tank and in the fender and in the bags. And so we made the billet, and then we made the carbon fiber insert in the billet, and then sunk the billet piece down into the tank.
Yeah, that's very smooth, very Asano. Do you come from a hot rod background?
I used to do NHRA Pro Stock motorcycles. I did those for almost 20 years. So yeah, I've been around hot rods, and I did a little bit of car work too.
And pretty much you've been around speed all your life?
That's been my life, Jeff.
All right, so moving back, all this body work, all steel?
The bags are fiberglass, the rest of it is steel. The lids are fiberglass, of course. But the whole back fender and all that's all steel back there.
So do you have bruised thumbs to show for it?
Oh yeah, plenty of them.
All right. So what transmission are we running here? And talk about the rear setup, please.
It has a Baker Billet case, chrome 6-speed right side drive, and it has a trans brake on it by Performance Machine, and it's got a Performance Machine rear wheel. It's an 8.5 wide with a drive side brake with a 240 Metzler tire on the back.
So I gotta say, you know, this has been out for a couple years now. It doesn't look like it's got a scratch on it. Have you gotten out and ridden it some, and how does it handle?
It handles awesome, and I have ridden it minimal, but after winning the championship, I took it out and rode it that night. I ran out of gas on Main Street in Daytona and everything. People said I wouldn't ride it, so I took it out to show them. So I rode it till wee hours in the morning.
Oh, that's very cool. Well, Kenny, if somebody's out here in Sturgis and takes a look at your bike and wants to know more information, or if they're online watching this on YouTube, do you have a website? Do you have a Facebook account? How would they get a hold of you?
The only way to get a hold of me is by my phone number. I don't have a Facebook account, I don't have a web page, and I don't advertise. I'm just kind of a low-key guy.
A low-key guy with a telephone number, and that would be?
219-670-2559.
Now, folks, this is our last year here in Sturgis for the World Championship, and the top American builders are going to get bids to go to Europe in 2013. And I think we might be standing next to one of the guys going to Europe. So good luck in the show, and we'll see you down the road.
Thank you again, Jeff. Thank you for everything.